Okay, I'm sure at this point you're getting tired of writing equations of lines, but it's good for you, and I think we'll be able to do this one pretty easily because you don't really have to do a lot of the work. So topic 5.4, we're still writing equations of lines, but this time it's going to be given 2 points. Now, what you're going to see here, if given 2 points, A, B, C, D, E, a whole lot of steps. And I'm going to show you these steps, and then I'm going to give you the cheater's method at the very end. So kind of pay attention, but if you get lost in the steps, don't freak out because you've got a simple solution. So it says, find the equation of the line that passes through these points, -4, 3, and 6, -2. So the first step says, find the slope using these 2 points. So I'm going to do it down here. Remember our slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if I plug in my values, I have 3 and -2, so 3 minus -2. And then my x values are -4 and 6. So if I plug those in, 3 minus -2 is 5. -4 minus 6 would be -10. And then if I divide those in my calculator, I would get -1 over 2. So that means that my slope is -1 over 2. Then, second step, use the slope and one of the points to find the y-intercept b. This is option 1, where you would use the point and the slope to find b. So your other option here could be that you would use spreadsheet. But none of this is really going to matter in the end. So I'm going to use the solve for b method. So again, this was step 1. So let's go over here and do step 2. I've got y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to plug in. So my y value, let's use this point. So that's 3 equals my slope, which is -1/2, my x, which is -4, and then plus b. So I would do 3 equals, half of 4 is 2, and it's negative, so this is 2 plus b. And again, you have a calculator, so you don't have to try to do this in your head. So then we would subtract 2, and I would get a b value of 1. So if I have m is 1/2, and I have a b value of 1, then it says substitute the slope and the y-intercept into slope-intercept form. So I would have y equals -1/2 x plus 1. So there's my answer. Then it says graph, so I would go up to 1 and put a point. Oops. Then I would go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, it's a little harder to see, down 1 over 2, and then we could also go up 1 over 2, and that's pretty good since there's not actually graph points on there, it's harder to do. And then it says label with standard form, so now we need to, this was step 3, so then step 4 would be to put it in standard form. So y equals -1/2 x plus 1. So we have to move x over, so plus 1/2 x. So I get 1/2 x plus y equals 1. X and y are on the same side. X is positive, but I do have a fraction, so I'd have to multiply by 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 1/2 is 1, so I would get x, or 1x, it doesn't matter, plus 2y equals 2. Good. So up here it says find the equation of the line. I guess we can go ahead and write y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1 and x plus 2y equals 2. So that's the super duper extra long version of how to do this problem. So now this will probably be your favorite part. Okay, come up here and you can actually cross out all of these steps. Because if you're given 2 points, instead of going through all of these steps, we're going to use our spreadsheet. So all you need to do is take these 2 points, plug them into spreadsheet just like we did when we were trying to find slope, and then it will spit out m is negative 1/2 and b is 1, and it will give you this. So you don't have to do step 1 or step 2, you just have to do step 3 and step 4. So you've got some questions to try on your own on the back down here at the bottom. Okay. So the last thing that we need to talk about on this worksheet is your special cases. So this is going to be horizontal and vertical lines. And how to find the equation of the line. And we've talked about this kind of several times. If it's horizontal, that means it's y equals a number with a 0 slope. And again, if you have a highlighter, this is probably something you're going to want to memorize. If it's x equals a number, then the graph is vertical and it has an undefined slope. So again, a way to remember this is that if it's y equals a number, it only crosses the y-axis. If it's x equals a number, then it only crosses the x-axis. So it says find the equation of a line of the horizontal line that contains negative 2, 5. So I'm going to go on the x-axis to negative 2, and then on the y-axis up to 5, and put a point. And then it says it's going to be the horizontal line. Well, that goes this way. So then you want to ask yourself, does this cross the y-axis or the x-axis? Well, it crosses the y-axis. So that means that it's going to be y equals a number. So my equation is going to be y equals, and then look at your point. This is x, this is y. Well, y has to be 5, and if you notice, that's where it crosses the y-axis. So the equation is y equals 5. There's no slope-intercept form, there's no standard form, it's just y equals 5. So what if they switch it up on us? It's the same point, so I go negative 2 on the x-axis, up to 5 on the y-axis, and I put a point, but now it says the vertical line that goes through there. So if I draw a vertical line through that point, here it is, it only crosses the x-axis. That means it's going to be x equals a number. So this is x equals, and then again, if I look at my point, here's x, here's y, the x value is negative 2. Well, if I look, that is where it crosses the x-axis, is at negative 2. And that's it. Again, there's no standard form, there's no slope-intercept form, it's just x equals negative 2. So you try the 3 at the bottom. Good luck.